All right, welcome back. This is MDawg, and we are going to do something a little different here. I did this on my stream a couple days ago, and now we're going to incorporate this into this video. So this is sort of an extension of the leveling experience we've been having over on the account that we call Cozy Dog. You can see that is this up in the left-hand corner. And you're going to be able to see both my main account as well as this account at the same time. I'm going to make this account a little bigger right now so that you can kind of see what I'm doing over here. So a lot of times I like to fish at the same spot on both accounts to really do the comparison between PVA and not having PVA, which is what we did last video, except I didn't have the technology set up at that point to have it both on the screen at the same time. So but we kind of already know what 6153 is like with PVA, so I'm actually going to try a different spot on my main account. But first, let's look at Cozy. So the smaller screen, I'm setting this up now. We do not have PVA over here, so we're going to do a 12-meter clip here at 6153, which is sort of the usual. And let me pull this up real quick. And since I don't have even classic hair rig unlocked, we're actually using snowman rig, as you can see. And we've got 14 pellets with corn on one rod. In fact, that's going to be on both the left and right outside rods here. We'll go to 12 clip on both of those. And then the middle rod, which is our strongest rod, well, it's the same rod. It's actually our strongest reel, is what I should have said. We have same sort of idea, snowman rig, but we've got the pellets and the corn together. So Sweet Cream 12 and the cream corn pellets. So let's see how we do over here with no PVA. Only thing I am going to do is to try to just get a little bit of attractants in the water. I'm going to cast some ground bait out to 12 meters. And I think the ground bait we're going to use is what we've called carp superfood. This is ground bait that you can craft at a very low level, as long as you've been leveling up your ground bait a little bit, as we have in this video series. So let's go ahead and get this out. We're going to do, I don't know, maybe about 7 of them, and put those out there, and then we're going to just hope for the best. I actually think we might already have a fish on. We do. So let's catch this so we can reset it pretty quickly. That is a nice first fish. Holy cow. This is where I'm going to regret not being at 6153 on my main account as well. Okay. So now let's get set up over here on my main account. I'm going to take this back down to size. Right about, we can do a little bit bigger than that, right about there. And then let's just do it like that. I think that looks fine. It's not quite, it's kind of tough at night to see anyway, but all right, so let's set this up. We do have a second fish on here on Cozy, so I'm going to go ahead and pull this fish out as well. That's a nice F1. So you can see, even without PVA, in fact, before the ground bait even hit the water or had a chance to matter, we're catching some really nice fish over there. Okay, now let's check out what we're going to try here on the main account. All right, so we're going to just create some cream PVA really quick. So let's do 8, 10, and 6, 8 with then cream attractant. We'll put this in a PVA, and then we will start fishing here on the main account in a spot that I think I might have fished here very early on in copper's existence. I remember that other people were telling me about this spot down here, and we might have tried it briefly, but I haven't done it since then, and I certainly have not done it in a long time. I just hear it's an okay spot. It's probably not as good as 6153, but just so you know, we are at 5461, kind of up here in the top, and we're casting a little bit of an angle, slight angle here, not quite straight south. And the clip is 12, but because my rod pod is sitting back some, I'm actually going to do a 13 meter clip on these. And let's see if we can catch anything nice or what the bite rate's like. I mean, that's really kind of what I'm wondering, is what the bite rate will be like over here in comparison. To what we know is still a very good spot over at 6153. Okay, so we have everything in the water now, and now on both accounts here at Copper Lake, we're just waiting to see what we can find here. Sorry about that. All right, let's see. I think we actually do have a fish on the middle rod here. So this is the first fish on our stronger reel. And that looks like a bream. Yeah, 1.74 bream. And I will sort of pause between fish some, although with fishing on two accounts, especially when we get to morning, we may not, if this bite rate at 54.61 is at least decent, we may not have to pause too often or for as long. But there was something I was gonna comment on. This looks like a really small common carp, I think. Oh no, it's a gibble. Boy, how dark it is. I really did not see that correctly. Oh, I know what I was going to say. In my experience, I think the main difference, or one of the noticeable differences is in having PVA and not having PVA, is like what happened on Cozy over here. We got a really nice tench and then a nice F1, but throughout the course, if you sit there in a full hour, you don't have some pretty good ways to feed the water to complement the baits. You have a very erratic bite rate. We'll go through pretty long periods of time of not catching things or not catching as high a quality of things. Where it seems like once you do have PVA and you're able to fully feed the water with the PVA, your bite rate is going to be much more consistent. That seems like one of the significant differences in my experience. Trying to think of where we are. I guess we're closer to town at 6153. I wanted to just take a gander at the. Okay, so there's a F1. We wouldn't want to use that Tench trophy for that cafe order, but possible to get an F1 that'll be for that order. So some doable cafe orders potentially. 2 or 3 of them. I know it's the middle of the night, but I am a little concerned at the 54.61 bite rate over here. We'll see how it goes. See what the different species that are biting over here. Okay, leather. That's interesting. I don't know, that looks like a leather or a mirror out there. No, it's a Dinks. It might be a Dinks linear, in fact. That's nice. We have something nibbling over here. We'll see if it... Maybe it's a little gibble carp or something. I think it's the middle rod over there based on the bell sound. That has been a very long nibble at this point. There it goes. Interesting. I don't know that I've observed an F1 nibbling for that long, so that's kind of cool to see that at least. I think there's a 3 kilo common carp order, so pretty involved nibble over there again. Okay. Another tench. I don't remember exactly what the size was, but might be close to the cafe order size. Two bream. Well, there definitely seems to be more gibble over here, or maybe it's because we're just using the corn versus the snowman rig on the on Cozy. And that's, that's the thing, that these comparisons might be a little bit more interesting when Cozy hits 60% and we can use a classic pop-up and do just straight corn. Because then the only difference will be the method of feeding the water, not the bait differences. It won't always be there either, or won't have to be there. I see a lot of people in chat are still catching very nice fish here at Copper. Seems like it's another good day of fishing here. Interesting. That was a mistake on my part. I picked that up too soon. It looked like it was on there, and there's yet another trophy tench. The trophy tench, that's 3 trophy tench counting ours. Probably all of them were here at 61.53, and that is 3 trophy tench very close together. So remember, on the main account we're at 54.61, which is a little bit different spot. If you know where Pier 1 is, which is right here, this is the very first dock that we fished off of here at Copper. It's just to the right of that. Well, one thing I'll say about this spot, so far, we've seen a lot of different species in a short amount of time. If I can even this out a little bit. There's a nice F1. So now we've seen leather and mirror here. Once again, a little bit of everything. Little F1. Pretty juicy gibble. We are now officially at 59% bottom fishing on Cozy. So we're at 8 fish on Cozy and 12 fish on the main account. Again, this is not like a direct comparison, especially since we're fishing different spots. But it is interesting. So far, 54.61 seems slow to me compared to what 61.53 feels like with PVA. Unmarked leather carp. Oh, this is this 54.61. This is a no-go. I'm not even sure if I can make it 30 minutes. Well, maybe I can. We got 9 more minutes. Let's see what it does over 30 minutes. We'll just do a 30-minute session here. It'll give us a few more minutes at 61.53 on Cozy, which clearly, to me, this spot 61.53 is still far superior. I don't know, 54.61. If you just maybe needed to let this spot rest or something, you could check it out, but it's like, I mean, I sort of know how we would be doing if our main account was at 61.53, and it's much better than this, so. I actually think if we kept this up for a full hour, I actually think that Cozy would end up with more fish than the main account because of how different the spots are. Although, I think if we dug a little deeper, one thing to notice is that we do have a couple of very small fish here. These two bream are tiny. I mean, for the most part, the net's been pretty good, though. Not exactly the same. We've had some gibble carp over here, to be fair. There's another tench. But not as small as those bream were. Spot just keeps producing. Great. All right, that is exactly half an hour over here on Cozy. So let's see how we did here. Guess we'll just compare. All right, so 260 silver in 30 minutes. That ends up being pretty good. Again, I don't think we can do that tench order. So 250. And then where are we at here? 26 minutes. I guess we give it another minute or two and then we'll see how this one did. All right, this is 30 minutes. If it's close enough. This spot is too slow. If the main goal here was to test this spot that I haven't fished either ever or not in a long time, we can say that has been done. And man, I mean, compared to what fishing here at Copper can often be like, this was just really slow. A slow 30 minutes. But the species of fish that you're looking for, some of them are here. Can't remember where we are on the map. Oh yeah. So let's see how we did. This is fun. This is fun that Cozy is actually going to outperform main account in this first, since we've got the new tech rolling here, this first little run we've done here. So 196. How about 54 silver more for Cozy? I think we also do get this though. So we'll be closer just because of the cafes, but still, the right cafes are not always guaranteed. 156, 250. Well, good job, Cozy. So I guess the lesson is the spot that you think is better probably still is better, at least today. We'll check again tomorrow, perhaps. All right, as always, thanks for watching. Tight lines, everybody.